Alright guys, it's Benny2595 and welcome to another commentary. It's another late night commentary as well. And it is in fact a MORB gameplay on the map Offshore using the golden KSG silenced. If I'm being honest, this technically should be an MP9 MORB with the KSG as my secondary, because the majority of my kills are with an MP9, so I thought I'd just get that out of the way before anyone starts moaning in the comments. And the reason being is the majority of the engagements that I get myself in this particular gameplay that you're watching now, it suits the MP9, like that being an example just there with the first blood. And I don't know why, it's just, it was just one of those gameplays. I've had previous games, KSG gameplays, in which I've tried to get the MORB. I've been going for this MORB for quite a while now. For those of you that know me, I've been raging quite frequently trying to get this son of a bitch, but I finally got it. And I don't know, they're just one of those games, really. It's one of those games. The other games that I had where I was pretty close on the MORB and then just got bullshitted at the last minute. I'll explain why in a minute, but yeah, those sort of games, I don't know, I could get a 15 gun streak where it's purely 15 KSG kills. I'd get other gameplays where, I don't know, I'd go on like an 18 gun streak, and I don't know, 13 would be with the MP9, for example. And this is sort of similar, really. The majority of my kills are with the MP9, so hope you don't mind that. I still think it's quite a feat to achieve, getting a silenced KSG MORB on one of the new maps. So yeah, I hope you appreciate the actual video itself. And in fact, I must point out that this is it's a BROAB gameplay as well, because Krakoon420, he's Hattori, said that wrong, Hattori Hanzo 420 in the actual gameplay. If you've ever been wondering, his gamer tag's slightly different. He actually drops a MORB as well, so he gets his before I do. But he's using cheese. That's my impression of a mouse. Yeah, he's using cheese. MP7, ACR 6.8, either way. Although, no, correction. It must have been the ACR 6.8, as he is quickly becoming the number one source for ACR gameplay on YouTube, as he's coined for himself though. Which, I don't know, I suppose that would sort of tie into the first thing I want to discuss, which is pretty much its weapon diversity. Right, on YouTube at the minute, the only sort of gameplays that I am seeing consist of 3 weapons. The majority, should I say, the majority. In particular, the first 2 that I'm going to mention. Namely, the ACR 6.8. Silenced, predominantly it's silenced. And with kick. The MP7, again, predominantly with a silencer. Kind of mixed opinion whether you should use the extended mag or rapid fire. I think it sort of boils down to your internet connection. I mean, for me, I don't use the MP7 as much as I used to do, and when I did, and it's in my sort of prime of using it, I would use the rapid fire, because my internet connection, I don't know what it is, but it just seems like my MP7 does not do the same amount of damage that, oh, I get lucky though, oof, my MP7 doesn't do the same amount of damage and doesn't have the same effective put down power, particularly in terms of speed, as other people's MP7s that I watch during live streams. Enough said. So for me, I used to always use rapid fire, but I've sort of got used to using the extended mag. But again, I don't really use it, because for me it is literally a hit marker machine. I just get too many hit markers with it. I don't really like it for that very reason. But it's still, you know, I admit it's still, for me, I think I might have mentioned that it's probably the best weapon, but I don't know, I think the ACR probably just pips it. It probably does. I've sort of changed my mind on that. I think the ACR is the best weapon on the game. The main reason being, it's just a laser. It is just a laser. You don't need to do any sort of trigger control. You know, like pop techniques with the actual trigger itself. You just hold it down and it just goes straight as a die. And for that reason, it's, you know, it's widely used, and understandably so. If you're going for ridiculous sort of high-scoring gameplays, you want to be using the weapons which are extremely reliable and effective. So it makes sense to use the ACR 6.8 or the MP7 when going for multiple MORBs in a game, or something like a very high-scoring gameplay. So, you know, I'm not dissing people that do it for that, because, you know, it makes sense. It's the smart thing to do. What I do find frustrating is the fact that everyone uses it. like literally everyone uses the ACR or the MP7 if it's not one, and whoa, I get lucky there, damn. But if it's not one, then the majority of the time it's the other. So the ACR 6.8, the MP7, and the other weapon, which is, I used to use this weapon as my way of deviating from the MP7, and now I'm sort of, I don't use it as much because it seems to be used as the weapon to use when you don't want to be sort of criticised for using the MP7. When I would say the ACR, but it's in the SMG class, and that's the P90. It seems that when it's not the MP7, the next weapon to use on the list would be a P90. And again, the same premise, the same sort of rule applies. Rapid fire silencer or extended mag silencer. I think the I don't know, the common thing to use in terms of attachment is the rapid fire and the what's it called, the suppressor, the silencer. I'm losing train of thought though. I'm trying to concentrate. And that's sort of a weapon I used for a long time, but now again I'd put it in the same category as just I don't know, not on the same scale of cheese as the MP7 and ACR, but it's still a very easy weapon to use. I would say the sort of equivalent in the assault class to the P90 in terms of its degree of cheese would probably be the Scar, because the Scar is a very, very good weapon, a very easy weapon to use. And the reason why I'm saying all this is gameplays, in my opinion, using the infamous ACR or the MP7, for me, they just, for me, it's just, they don't impress me. They really don't impress me. If you were to get, for instance, a 100 kill specialist, in which you get a triple MOB, and you're using, let me think of it, a CM901. The CM901 is shit in comparison to the ACR 6.8. It seems to have a good put down power, but in terms of kick, you know, the recoil of the weapon itself, reliability, rate of fire, it just seems to fall down, and it just can't compete with the ACR. So if you were to get the scoreline I've just mentioned with the CM901, you know, for me that's impressive. It's just the majority of the gameplays, or should I say the gameplay category or genre within the YouTube Call of Duty community, it consists of either high scoring gameplay or well, you could say three things: high scoring gameplays, fast mobs, or the most mobs. It's those three categories, and in all three, these MP7 and ACR 6.8 are highly utilised, because again, as I've touched upon previously in this commentary, they're used for the strengths, and they are without question very powerful weapons, as I've already mentioned. So for me, I don't know, I wish certain channels would start posting more of a diverse or more of a variety when it comes to gameplay. And I just feel like Modern Warfare 3, the community for Modern Warfare 3 has sort of fell short on doing so when compared to, for instance, Black Ops. I remember watching Black Ops gameplays and seeing all SMGs used, shotguns used, you know what I mean? And it's just, Modern Warfare 3, it just doesn't seem to be that. Even channels which are sort of coming up, like trying to make a break in this, I don't know, in this YouTube phenomenon, it seems like even they aren't diversifying when it comes to weapon diversity. No, I've just said that word again. Fuck, no, that's sounding stupid. They aren't. What's the best way of phrasing this? They aren't capitalising on the strengths and positives of keeping a sort of fresh, bringing fresh content to the channels. That's probably the best way of saying it. Bringing fresh content to the channels by way of, again, mixing things up with weapon usage. So that's why I wanted to bring you this gameplay, and more importantly, that's what sort of motivated me to get this gameplay, because as I've said, I've gone through a lot of bullshit to get this fucking gameplay, and believe you me, a lot of bullshit. And the main reason for that is consistency. The shotguns in Modern Warfare 3, as I just get them over there, they lack consistency. That's the worst thing, and I acknowledge that I'm using a silencer on the shotgun. I'm using damage, by the way, and the reason being is, from what I believe, you don't actually unlock damage once you reach specialist. sort of like rapid fire with SMGs, so that's why I opted for damage, because I would unlock range when I reach specialist. But again, range doesn't really matter much because you literally have to be in the enemy's face to actually kill the guy, and even then I wouldn't put money on that doing so, because the consistencies with these things, I don't know, it's a shame really. It really is, because for me, again, sort of tying into what I've just said about enjoying weapon diversity, and even other players using different weapons, I enjoy it, because I'd much rather be against a guy using let me think, a PM9 than a guy using an MP7. I mean, that's just an example, but I don't know, the shotguns in this game are, they're underutilized, and even when they are used, the same thing applies as with the SMGs and assault rifle class that I've mentioned for this commentary. The same thing applies. People tend to opt for cheese, namely the striker. That thing, it's been nerfed, from what I understand, a lot, and even now it still needs nerfing. The range on that thing is ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. So, but anyway, that concludes this commentary, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. One thing I would say in terms of tips for this, in case you have been wondering, I don't know, chatted for too long with regards to the actual weapon diversity topic, but one thing I would say is, as you see in this gameplay, I prefer to keep the enemy at air and utilise the lower and higher level elevation of that sort of platform to the left hand side of B. That's my little tactic. Hug certain areas so you can sort of go back and forth into view, sort of use, what's the best way of saying this? Use your surroundings as defence, but be aware that you can get bullshitted on from the lag compensation. I'll actually get shot through fucking walls, as I unfortunately experienced a lot, and I mean a lot. So definitely do that. Try and get as close as you can. The best thing to use to your advantage is actually sound horn as well. Try and get Sitrep Pro. It is amazing on this map because the map, given the sort of structure and the architecture of the map, sort of that metallic feel, everything's sort of amplified. The sounds are all amplified, given the metal work on the map. So definitely utilise that, because even dead silence doesn't sort of stand a chance when you come across a guy with a headset and using Sitrep Pro. So definitely exploit that, abuse it to its full advantage, and yeah, just let me know if you can actually get a gameplay using the sort of similar tactic as I sort of employ in this commentary. Sorry, this gameplay, should I say. That's about it, guys. Sorry I went over a bit, I didn't intend to do. I acknowledge that it was quite a slow pace gameplay, but again, it's using a shotgun silencer, so. And I don't know, let me know what you thought about the actual commentary of the gameplay itself, and what you want me to get a MOB with. I'm up for suggestions, really. I'm trying to bring some diversity to my channel, so let me know. I want to know what works. I want to know what you guys want to see. So thanks for watching the commentary, guys. This was Benny2595 for the motherfucking win. And good night. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. Good night, guys. Peace.